Out here hafting an axe for a customer, and I want to show you guys my Purple Heart wedges. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Wes. I am Midgard Axe. How's everybody doing? Just wanted to make a quick video on these Purple Heart wedges that I'm using for my throwing axes. Jason from Texas, what's up, Jason? He put in the last order for an axe this year that I'm going to be able to get to someone before Christmas starts. It's been busy around here, and I'm going ahead and I'm going to start hafting his axe. But I wanted to show you guys these really cool Purple Heart wedges that I order all the time from Whiskey River. And as you can see, they come in big sizes, they come in smaller sizes. I like using the 2-inch ones that they have here for my Midgard Vikings axes. These things fit really great. Very little work needs to be done to them because they almost fit the axe eye perfectly. And the length on them too is almost perfect, as you can see here, guys. I don't know if you can see my kerf here, but my kerf starts about right here. Look at that. And the axe eye is about right here coming out. So, I mean, these things are almost perfect. I'm gonna show you guys, like I've shown you before, but I'll show you again what I like doing to my wedges before I smash them in. Guys, Purple Heart wedges are really strong, okay? They're a little bit above hickory, so you're gonna get a lot of strength and durability out of these Purple Heart wedges, and I really like the look of them too. As you can see here, it does have a purple hue to it. Let me put it up to the axe here, handle here, and you can take a look at it and see the color. Now you can really get an idea of the color here. It's kind of like a purplish color, but when you put some oil on these things, man, that thing pops at the top of the axe eye, and I really like using these wedges. But that's basically it right there. Let me smash this thing down and I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's finished. When wedges come in, they have a rectangle shape to them, okay? And as you can see in the axe eye, guys, the axe eye is not rectangle shaped. It's kind of like an oval. So what I like doing, and I've seen other people do this too, is that I take the edges of my wedges and I round them over to give it an oval shape. It seems to go into the axe eye better and it seats a little better, and you don't get as much resistance with the wedge going into the handle. So what I like doing is I like taking, usually I use a Dremel, but in this case I'll use a regular old file. And I like filing these edges over and getting a rounded contour. Just it seats a lot better, guys. Try it out and see if you like it. But yeah. So I lied about using a Dremel. I had to hurry up, guys. I'm running out of light. Basically what it looks like right here is you can see the edges are rounded over to give it more of an oval shape here, okay? And let me show you guys something else too. I know some of you might think my methods are weird, but I've proven time and time again with my throwing axes. All of my throwing axes have been hafted by me except for one. One of the Grand Brooks carpenter axes I've used the way it came, but all the other ones that I use have been hafted by me. And as you guys see, I'm throwing those things all the time in my shorts. They haven't broke, the heads don't come loose. It just, what I do works, okay? And showing you guys something, watch this. I take this wedge, and you see it in the axe eye here. Watch this when it goes in. See how it stops? Okay, that's where you're gonna get hang up at. So what I recommend doing is taking the sides in about this much right here and taking them in, shaving them off a little bit so you get more of like a wedge like this a little bit. Not too much, but just a little bit. So that way when it stops, the wedge here is stopping on the outside of the axe eye on the top like this, and it seats really snug. That way you won't get binding and the wedge won't crack off when you're putting it inside the axe eye. It's something that I found works really well. The fitment of your wedge makes everything, okay? And each axe eye is different. It's not a one fit thing for all axe eyes. You have to fit your wedge to your axe eye, okay? And make sure you pay attention to that. So now look how far we're down here, and I'll smash it just a little bit more, and then once it's smashed in, it'll be right there where it needs to be, but I've got it about where it needs to sit at. But consider that, guys. Fit your wedge to your axe eye, okay? It'll make your seat a lot better, and you won't have a lot of binding with the wedge and breakage and stuff like that, and your axe head won't come loose as much. I think that's the reason why a lot of people's axe heads come loose. They're not considering that their wedge needs to be fitted to their axe eye. Also, to consider how thick your wedge is as it goes into the axe handle through the axe eye. A lot of times when I'm dealing with handles, I've got to thin this down. They come a little bit too fat. And if you ever try to seat your wedge into your handle and you notice that it goes in about maybe like halfway and then it stops, or you can't get it down and then when you start beating it, it starts cracking, it's because your wedge it's too thick. You haven't thinned it down enough. So put your head on your handle and kind of see how much of a gap you got. And it takes a little practice, but once you get good at it, you can kind of determine from looking at that axe head on that handle and looking at the eye how thick you need to make your wedge, okay? And I've had to take this one down a little bit from the way it came from them, but I've got it about right where I want it thickness-wise, and it should go in nicely. And that's just my opinion. All right, Jason, boom, your axe is done, buddy. Jason from Texas ordered a Midgard Viking ox off my website. Going to him, finished it. I do like this handle. It looks really nice. Gave you a nice shiny bit there. I will tell you this, Jason, if you don't like the handle, you can sand it down yourself. I wanted to leave it a tad rough. I leave a lot of my handles rough. It gives you some texture on there to grab if you're chopping or if you're throwing this thing. So like I said, if you don't like it, you can sand it down, but I think that grit that I used on this, I think it was like a 150 or 180. It's really good for texture. So hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. This thing was fun. Showing you guys the wedge at the top that I was telling you earlier, so that I am soaking this thing in boiled linseed oil right now, guys. But if you take a look at that wedge up there, okay, look at the splay on that thing. Yes, it's not going anywhere, guys. This axe was really fun to make. I smashed that thing down. I will tell you guys this on these wedges. Whenever you're putting the wedge in, okay, and then you decide if you want to put a steel barrel wedge in, I've already gone over steel barrel wedges, why I'd use them in my throwing axes. I think they help whenever you're throwing your axe and you hit the eye on the target. It helps it from the handle going down and the head coming up on your handle. It does help. That's why I like using steel barrel wedges in my throwing axes. If you guys use those steel barrel wedges and it splits on the side, like I've got some, if you look at that, see how I got some split going on right there and on a little bit on this side. If you look at the top, you can see it kind of splitting. It's okay. It's not going to ruin the axe at all. So Jason, if you get this and you see the splits, man, don't freak out about it. A lot of my throwing axes, when I haft them, are split on the sides. And what it's doing is that it's basically splaying over top of the axe eye, okay? And that's okay. It's not going to affect anything. I've got a ton of throwing axes in there that I put steel barrel wedges in that I've cracked, and I've beat them up, and they haven't done anything that they shouldn't be doing. So if you get some cracks, if you see some cracks up there, I wouldn't worry about it too much. You want it splaying over the top. That's the whole point of putting the steel barrel wedge in. Jason, you're going to have a great time with this axe, man. Soaking it in boiled linseed oil now, but man, that thing's going to rock for you. It's going to rock for you. And I had a really good time making it. And I will tell you guys this. This is definitely going to be the last axe that I produce off my website that's going to be going out this year. If anybody buys one, you're going to have to wait until next year for me to even get to it, okay? Might put a pause on designing axes and selling them on my website for a little bit. I just don't have time right now, guys. I'm trying to make content and work, and it's just a lot right now. People were like going crazy buying stuff before Christmas, so I was really busy too making axes for customers, and this is the last one of the year. So I hope everybody enjoys their axes. If anybody's watching that bought one, I hope you really enjoy it. I hope you get to throw it. I hope you get to beat it up and test its durability. Jason, I hope you enjoy this one, man. And if you guys haven't, go over to Whiskey River. That's where I got these wedges from. They got some really cool wedges on there. And they have the Purple Heart wedges, which was really fun and really cool to seat in this head. It looks really good. I like that. Almost like a dark purplish color. I mean, it's not too purple. It's more like a burgundy once you get oil in there. But it looks really cool and gives you a different look. So if you haven't, check out Whiskey River. This isn't sponsored. I don't know anybody at Whiskey River. I bought a bunch of stuff from them. Don't know them, but they sell pretty good stuff on there. So I like giving people shout-outs that make good stuff. But thanks for watching. I got to go make the new axe review coming up. So I'm going to close this one out. It's sitting right there. I'm going to grab it, turn the camera off, and then turn it back on to film that. But until next time, guys, see ya.